Today we are reading chapter 21 of the Gospel of John in our Bible reading challenge for July. It is the last chapter of the Gospel, and we have come a long way in reading through the entire book over the course of the last month. This being an epilogue to the Gospel, it affirms the nature and amazing character of Jesus. Peter and the other disciples go in an attempt to catch fish, but Jesus calls out from the shore, and they don't know who it is, and says, well, cast your nets on the other side. In which case they pull out an enormous amount of fish. And in that moment, there's a revelation that happens. There's a miraculous incident that is indicative that this is the appearance of their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And this is deeply embedded within the symbolism that Jesus wants to get across. And it is essentially very simple at its heart, in that Jesus initiates this profound act of mercy and reconciliation with Peter. And as Jesus invites them to come along on the beach where he is, already what awaits them is a charcoal fire on which already is prepared some bread and some fish. They don't actually need the fish that they've just caught. But he invites them nonetheless to come and participate and bring what they have. And it is at this same fire, a same charcoal fire, just a time before, that Peter denied Jesus 3 times in such an easy way. In fact, that night that Peter betrayed Jesus around the charcoal fire, if you were to ask him in the moment, why did you betray Jesus? He would have said probably, well, I'm telling a small lie because I'm doing it for Jesus' sake. And that's how easy it is to betray Jesus in our faith and our commitment to him. And yet, Jesus comes and he seeks out reconciliation with Peter, despite that Peter betrayed him. And this is the amazing and profound love of God. And Jesus invites him and says, do you love me? And he asks this 3 times. It's not a rebuke. It's an invitation to say, look what I've done. I'm here. Come and experience the love I have for you by loving me in return. And when he says that he does, he immediately says, well, the most amazing, fulfilling thing that you can do is to go and demonstrate this love by feeding my sheep, by feeding my lambs. This is a pastoral call of being sent forth on a mission. Because he goes on to say, do you love me more than these? Do you love me more than anything else in the world? More than your occupation, your job, your livelihood, that which gave you meaning up to this point. In this moment, Jesus becomes the most fulfilling, meaningful thing ever, to the point that Peter is prepared to give his life, his very life, for Jesus. And that is exactly what he then does, in contrast to that initial denial. And as we've come to the end of this gospel, maybe you've done this for whatever reason. Maybe you wanted to grow deeper in your faith. Maybe it was just a way of rereading it with the rest of the community. Maybe you've never actually thought about your relationship, your spiritual connection to God. And maybe this is a moment. Maybe Jesus is inviting you to the banquet of his very presence and saying, I have made a way for you to experience mercy. Mercy of the things that you regret, the things that you long for, you've never achieved. This pursuit and this seeking of meaning in life. And Jesus is saying, I will take what you have and I will give you an abundance, more meaning, more fulfillment in the purpose of your existence that you could ever think or imagine. And it's born out of this union, this relationship with Jesus Christ. So as you pray and as you think about what you've read, remember that the gospel is good news for you today. So thank you for joining us in our Bible reading challenge for July.